Hey guys, Hayden here with a quick tutorial on properly balancing your dance mix. Just an FYI for those watching, these tutorials are geared and made for dancers to help them make their own dance mix or edit. So we're not going to get too technical or comprehensive. We're really just going to focus on the small things you need to know to make sure your dance mix is up to par and ready to go. So today we are in Adobe's Audition. So here I have Audition open and 2 songs imported. I've spliced them both to my liking and added fades to each cut as I should. I've also added this little sound effect down here to make this transition smooth. Occasionally, when we import a song or sound effect, it can be a little bit quieter than the other elements in our mix. And we can know this in 2 ways. One, I can audibly hear this when I play it back that this song's quieter, and you can just look at it and see that the waveform is quite a bit smaller than our waveform up here of song number 1. So I've made this quiet intentionally. I've even tagged it here just for training purposes. So if I play this back, you'll be able to hear the difference of these 2 songs. So let's go ahead and give it a listen. Okay, so quite lower in volume than song number 1. So the easiest way we can fix this is by increasing this audio clip's gain or volume. And we do this by hovering over this little tiny, it looks like some bars here, and I can just click there and drag up, and that will increase the dB or volume or gain on my mix. So I want this to look kind of like the track 1 or my song 1, and really the best way to gauge this is to try to get these waveforms to kind of kiss. That whatever the biggest waveforms, you want them to kiss each other down here, and also just kind of touch the top of this track right here. Not all the way up into the bar. You'll see that it cuts off. You don't want anything to cut off like that and have these waveforms chopped. So just kind of bring it down to about 7. Looks like is probably a good place to be. So now if we play this back, we'll hear that our mix should be more properly balanced. Okay, much better. And I can also visually see on these meters that they're bouncing right where they need to be. I'm going to play that again so you can watch that as well. You can see that these are both hovering right underneath these little boxes here. So visually, we can see that working as well. So now that that sounds good, I do want to add one more thing. This is just a safety blanket, a secret trick I like to add to all of my mixes. Anytime I adjust the volume of a track, I like to add what's called a limiter to that track to make sure that we don't accidentally bump this too loud and distort on the loud parts of our song. So essentially, when these songs are made by the original band or mastering engineer or what have you, they're released in a format that they're best played back at 0 dB. So occasionally though, when YouTube or Vimeo or other people process these audio files, they can be quieter and that can get annoying. So when we boost them back up, we don't want to exceed that 0 dB mark. Otherwise we're going to have some distortion and it's going to sound kind of funky and bad. So the way we can make sure we don't do that is by adding a limiter. And we can do this by coming over here, make sure this effects tab is selected, and it will show all these little boxes here with the little power symbol. Go to the track we want to add that limiter to. In this case, it's this one because that's when we adjusted the volume to. Click this little arrow. This will pull up a drop-down box. We navigate to amplitude and compression and find hard limiter. If I turn that on, all these settings are fine except for one. I want to click this to true peak. This is just going to make sure that nothing is going to exceed that 0 dB and it's true to its form. So just make sure that's selected there. And just like that, our mix is balanced and it has that safety limiter net as well. And just an FYI, you should never have to lower a song's volume as well, again, because those mastering engineer people have optimized it for 0 dB. So if anything, just bring the quieter parts up to the proper level. So just to recap, if any of your songs or sound effects are too quiet, give them a boost right here with this little tool on the bottom left corner of the clip. Use your track meters as a guide while doing this. You can also watch your master meter here on the right. Keep things bouncing just under that 0 dB mark, and then add a limiter to the tracks that you have adjusted to make sure they don't exceed that 0 dB threshold. And when you do that, just make sure true peak is selected on your limiter. So hopefully this video was helpful. If so, please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions about making mixes or edits for dance, you can contact me directly or just head over to dancecuts.com/contact. And just for those curious, here is Dance Cuts. This is our in-house music editor that we created for dancers. Dance Cuts automatically adjusts volumes and adds limiters to your songs that are imported, so you don't have to worry about balancing your mix. Dance Cuts does everything for you in the background. So this is much easier than other editors, as Dance Cuts was created with dancers in mind. It is free, so be sure to check that out. You can do that by heading over to dancecuts.com and navigating to our downloads page. We also have loads of tutorials to help you quickly learn Dance Cuts, with more tutorials being made regularly. So be on the lookout for those, and we will see you in the next one.